Yes, people. I brought Dan in to get the smoke. His team is about to get knocked up this Sunday, big time, as we're going to put 3-4 past them, man. It's going to be a repeat of last year, bro. End Arsenal's Premier League title hopes. What do you reckon?
Mate, I bloody hope not. If it's the same as last year, then it will be, bro. I'll tell you that now. But I'd like to feel like we're a little bit more confident going into this one, bro. I'm looking forward to it. But you know, when you get the nerves and anxiety, it'll be like, if I'm honest with you, this is probably not where I would want to place this game. It's like the biggest game. We've had to just go through torture of an international break, which was an absolute waste of time, in my opinion. To put in a March international break is a disgrace, in my opinion. I don't know why it's still happening. And I'm not just talking from England's point of view here, but we have just witnessed an England performance or two that have given me nothing, or Gareth Southgate nothing whatsoever to welcome going into the Euros. Like, what has he got from that? What has he got from that? What was the point of it? He's got to see Kobe Minu in an England shirt, and he's got we've got injuries now all around us. Like, we don't know who's playing on Sunday now. We've got no idea. I would rather play you off the back of beating Porto on penalties than have to wait 18, 19 days to play you. And we've got this stupid international break. I just think it's absolute madness, brother. I don't get it.
It's mad, isn't it? It's great. Yeah, and I agree, man. And obviously, we've come out with it pretty rough, man, with the injuries and shit. So yeah, listen, it's a wild one. We're gonna have to see how.
What's he learned, Southgate, from that? What has he learned from those two games? That we're crap still. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. Like, it is what was the need for that? I don't get the lad. I don't understand the manager. I can't stand him. England, not, spoiler alert, people. England are not winning the Euros with this guy. I'm sorry, it's not happening. Not happening. Anyway, we're not here to talk about England, but you get my point.
Yeah, no, it's chill. It's chill. Listen, mate, tell me about Arsenal this season, because you've had a bit of a strange season, because you started off playing this control football, right? Which I never was really a fan of. I was quite vocal about it all season. I said, I preferred Arsenal last year. Now, you went to Dubai, right? You come back and then you've opened up a little bit and playing more similar football to what you was playing last year. And now all of a sudden you're blowing teams away. Do you think that, because there's a couple of theories going around, do you think that Arteta decided that he needed to change formation and change the tactics? Or do you feel that what people are saying is that he saved them for this end? Like, where are you at with this? I'm just going to change my battery, by the way. I'll be literally 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, it's fine, bro. There's two things to this. For me, we definitely changed our style of play. Why? I have absolutely no idea, bro, if I'm honest with you. I was quite happy watching Arsenal this time last year. And then we got to this stage and we all understand that it went wrong from that, right? But I never, ever for once thought the reason that we did not win the league last year was because our style of play was too attack-minded and that everybody was knackered. Because let's have it right, LB. If it weren't for Tomiyasu and Saliba getting injured, we would have had pretty much a full-fit squad still. So I understand that Rob Holding ain't Saliba, and I understand that you didn't have a right back either, and it all went a bit wrong. But when I look at it, bro, I'm not going to sit there and say that it was the style of play that we had to completely rip up and change. Having said that, bro, the reason that people have stopped talking about that now is because it's looking good for Arsenal. So now what people will say is, it's worked then now. The change of style worked. It's got Arsenal back in the title race. Nobody looks tired anymore. They're not as injured. But that could quite easily have gone wrong, because we could have actually been 5-6 points behind in some of the results. We've scored some late winners in the last sort of few months. Brentford home and away, Luton away from home. We got a couple of late winners, man. So we can't sit there. Man United as well at home was a late winner.
Yeah,
you don't get them. You don't get them. We're 9 to 11 points off of it, and we're out of it. And everyone's going, "What the hell was Arteta thinking? Just play the way you were last year." So it has worked for him. The other thing that's worked for him is he's been stubborn with Raya. It's worked. He's been stubborn with Havertz. It's looking to be okay. You
got to give you credit for that as well, bro, because they were two signings that I didn't really understand, to be honest with you, and I criticised him. And the Raya's definitely worked. Havertz is working. And I think he still needs to be consistent for the rest of the season and next year. But like, it's not bombed, has it? Which everyone thought it would do. So you got to give him credit for that as well.
I thought it was going to be an awful signing. I'm still not 100 convinced, but I've got to take my hat off to him and say well played in the last few months, because he has been great. But Declan Rice, I don't think anybody questioned that one. He's come in and been phenomenal, mate. But to answer your question in relation to Dubai, I think he changed it in Dubai, and I think he had to change it. Now people will then start to say, well, that was always the plan to when we got to January, we'd then start going gung ho again. But I haven't seen this way that Arsenal were playing is actually different to the way we were playing last year and winning games.
How's
So
it
people,
different? Tell me how, because obviously I
yeah,
watch Arsenal, but obviously I don't really know like what's
nah.
different in it.
So last season, when we were killing teams off, it was Jesus, Saka, and Martinelli playing unbelievable from the transition of Thomas Partey. Right, Thomas
Yeah.
Partey in that first 3-4 months was probably our best player. He was absolutely phenomenal. Right, he was
Hmm.
so important. We haven't had Partey all year, mate. So what we've had to do now is we've had to play Declan Rice there or Jorginho there. Right, and now since the bye, we've had played both of them there, and Havertz has gone further forward. So by playing Havertz in the Jesus position, we've given completely different attributes up front. By playing Declan Rice in the 8, he's now starting to play the Granit Xhaka role and doing very well there. Jorginho, he's not quite a Thomas Partey, but you know what? He's quite a good cover and he's an experienced head. And what that's allowed Saka, Trossard, Martinelli to do is then start feeding off of that again. And Martin Odegaard, by the way, who has now been given a lot more free-flowing space as opposed to when he was kind of next to a bit of Havertz and Jorginho. He's now got Declan Rice alongside him. And now we're starting to see Arsenal playing a lot more aggressive than we were last year. We're a lot more free-flowing and attractive on the eye at times last season, but we've been burying teams in a way that I haven't really seen Arsenal do in a long time. So I think that for me is probably the biggest thing, is that the couple of personnel changes have completely changed us going forward. So I think now that we've got players coming back, it's going to be really key. The other thing that's massively changed, there'll be two things: set pieces. We look phenomenal from them.
Fucking every time you
And
get a corner, bro, I'm like, "Is Gabriel gonna score a goal?"
there you go. And you've nicely segued onto the other reason. We've got monsters in the team now, bruv. Like how long? It wasn't long ago, LB. You were lining up going Coquelin, Cazorla, Fabregas.
Hey, no,
Lovely
respect
players.
respect Cazorla and Fabregas though.
Yeah, no. I don't mean in terms of quality. I mean in terms of size and stature. So you didn't
Oh,
look at.
right.
You
I
see what
thought
I
you
mean?
was calling out
No,
Fabregas
no,
then
no,
and
no, no, no.
Cazorla,
I
man.
was talking about the short
Cazorla's a
players in our
baller.
team.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Go on.
Cazorla and Fabregas are outstanding. I didn't mean that. I meant, okay, so let me give you some more examples. Like in our team, we had basically 2 or 3 that were over 6 foot. All the rest
Mm,
of them were like, it weren't about size and presence. It was about tick attack, a beautiful football under Wenger, right?
yeah.
But when you went away to the Etihad, you got bullied and beaten up.
Mhm.
I don't think we've been bullied or beaten up for a long time. I can't remember the last game. Certainly not this year. From David Raya, who's not an amazingly tall goalkeeper. Everybody else around him is monsters. Kivior is huge.
Mm, mm,
Tomiyasu's huge. Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, Rice, Havertz. These are tall players. So there's only really maybe Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus and Erdegaard. The others
mhm.
are all absolute machines and monsters. And that's really helped defensively from set pieces and offensively from set pieces as well. Gabriel, you mentioned, he's the top scorer from centre backs in the league. So I
Mm.
think, very underrated player. That's someone that I would put in team of the year ahead of Saliba this year for me. I think he's been a better
No,
defender.
I agree from watching Arsenal on the play-alongs. I agree. Listen, this is your away form in the Premier League. Um, Pretty decent. If you look at the better teams, though, it's not the best.
No.
And I want to ask you a question as to why that is, and sort of like from a positive point of view, from your point, like why you think maybe it can be different on Sunday. But obviously, look, you got Chelsea there 2-2. You lost against Newcastle, lost against Villa, drew against Liverpool. So you've not won at any of these top like top teams, better teams, I should say. One, why is that? Two, do you think that could happen again on Sunday? And three, what has to change for Arsenal in them games on Sunday for you to get a result against City, bro?
So this is probably one of the biggest arguments I have with Arsenal fans that tell me that this is a different Arsenal and it's changed. I haven't seen that away from home yet. I haven't, because we went to Anfield, we couldn't win. We went to Stamford Bridge, we couldn't win. We lost to Villa at Villa Park, who at the time, by the way, were flying. They're just beating you, and that was a
Yeah.
big game. I know that you won't look at Villa and go, "Well, yeah, we should be beating them." That's not really a big game. It is this season. It
Mm,
was. We
yeah.
went there at a time where they were near the top. Newcastle, likewise. I know they've had problems this season, but that's a big game and a place that we've struggled at. Most
Hmm.
teams struggle at. You don't walk there and get 3-4-0 quite easily. It's a very tough place to go. Lost there. And I think mentally, there's still something at Arsenal that we just can't quite get over. And, you know, you can say it's this side and it's the young side of Arsenal that haven't been able to do it. But, bruv, we haven't beaten you since 2015. So it ain't just this side.
Mad.
It's been a problem at Arsenal for a while. We haven't won at Anfield away from home since 2012, bruv. So
Mm,
this is a long, long period of time. And I understand those Arsenal teams are different. Some of them are dog shite, by the way. But this one at the moment has actually got a hell of a lot better. What I will say is this is why this is a statement win if we beat you on the weekend. Because not only would it say Arsenal put themselves potentially favourites for a title, what it says is we can go to Man City and not get bullied and smashed anymore. Because the last 3 results at your place has been 5-0s, 4-1s, 3s, 4s, 5s, all flying in. In fact, the last time we drew there was 2016, and that was Sanchez with 2 goals. It's
mm,
2-2. So it's
mhm.
been a long, long time since
Yeah, I
we've
remember
come
that
away
game.
from the Etihad, you know, going,
Mm,
wow, we played so well there and we deserved it. We've been battered most of the times we've been there, bro. But we've got over the Anfield thing. We don't get pummeled there 4s and 5s anymore. I'd like to think we can go to Etihad at the weekend and prove that we don't lose by 4s or 5s. And, you know, for me, you asked about why you think this is happening. I do just think it's mental. Why can it change at the weekend? I don't know, is the answer. But my question to the players would be this is your chance to make a huge statement to prove to everybody that still don't think Arsenal are going to win the league, because there's a lot of people that don't, that
mm.
you are serious about it. Because if we come away, LB, I don't know how you will feel, but I imagine most Man City fans will go, fucking hell, they might win it, you know, just beating us here. That's a massive statement to go on and do it. I
Oh
understand it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
done. Yeah, there's 8 games to go. Or is it 9 games, sorry, to go? So there'll
Mm,
be like, you know, the rest of the season. But that's a huge win, man. And do you know what? If we beat you, we will go to Spurs away and United away with confidence. If we don't beat you, there'll always be that
mm,
kind of in your back of your head, we can't bloody beat big teams away. Why? And that's a
mhm,
huge, huge thing. And I think if I'm honest with you, bro, that's why most of the neutral fans aren't picking Arsenal. They're not, because they know that we've still got 3 massive away games. You know, the 3 biggest teams for us to go against mentally are Chelsea away, Spurs away, and Man United away, because they're the 3 biggest rivals. Without being horrible to yourself and Liverpool, they're not. That you've never really been our rivals until the last couple of years, really, right?
mm,
Liverpool and Man City, however, are the hardest games for me anyway to go away, right? But mentally and from the fans and the rivalry point of view, it's been the other 3. So we've still got 2 of them to come. And we didn't
mm,
win at Stamford Bridge or at Anfield. So this is going to be a season where we could finish, right, the season having not won anything, going, who did we actually beat away from home that was in the top 4, top 6? None of them. And that's a problem, man. So we
I
have to.
think we've all I think we've all had that problem though, innit? Because like City have had that problem in the top 6 teams this year. We're struggling to win. And I don't think Liverpool have won that many either. I feel like I think basically what's happening is we all the teams are kind of beating everyone that we should beat, but then no one's really beating the teams in and around us. We're all just kind of like drawing. You took a win against Liverpool and City,
Yeah.
but then obviously you drew against Liverpool away. Like you drew against them, right? You didn't lose that game.
We drew against
Yeah,
Liverpool and we drew the Spurs at home as well, which was a bad one because
yeah. Like
um,
that's what I'm saying. I just feel like we're all just in that same area. But
yeah,
as the season gets closer and closer to the end, the prize for winning this game, man, is going to be absolutely huge. And listen, I'm looking at that form away form at the top teams, and that gives me some confidence. You know, our record is poor. We've not beaten anyone other than United in the top. But my point is, if you want to win the league, you got to change it. Yeah, I mean, you can't just. Yeah, and I guess that's kind of what you're saying as well to your players as
yeah.
well.
I think
Like,
we've got to win. I think we've got to win at your place. I really do.
yeah, no, well, how funny. I tuned into Judge's show before he was on there, and I heard you say that you feel that Arsenal need to win, and I feel that I, I feel that Arsenal need to win. Really, if Arsenal want to win the league, from a City point of view, I think if we draw, we're still in there. I think if we lose, I think that's going to be. I think that's hella tricky to win the league from that position, man. Because we're effectively 5 points behind with 9 games to go. Our next game after that would be Aston Villa. That's not a gimme. You know what I mean? So, it's
If
it's
you
it's
lose,
um
you think we'll finish above you as well as Liverpool? I think you'll come third if you lose on the weekend.
possibly,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's
Who
how close
knows?
it is, man. That's how tight it is.
It's gonna be mad close, yeah. So, this is on the proviso, by the way. If Liverpool, because Liverpool playing Brighton, and Brighton's record against Liverpool recently has been pretty sick. Like, De
Mhm.
Zerbi is doing quite well at Brighton against Liverpool, but Liverpool are up for this, and Liverpool ain't going to want to make a mistake. So, yeah, I expect them to win. But listen, this is going to be a crazy one, man. And Yeah, like our record against you at the Etihad is pretty mad. Like we're getting some beneficial news on injuries. Akanji's fit, which is
Oh,
fantastic news because yeah, we was all thinking that he was going to be out. So we there's going to be no excuses on my part. Like yeah, John Stones would be ideal, but I'm not going to use Kyle Walker as an excuse because most City, not most, but a lot of City fans didn't even want Walker to start. So we're
no.
only going to have one player that's not in the starting 11 that we wanted, and that was John Stones. Other than that, we're going to have a fully fit squad. I think Edison's in training as well. So literally,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we're pretty
That's what I
much
mean. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Man City are gutted. It's an injury crisis. They got no KDB and Haaland. They got no Walker and Stones." And I'm like, "Hang on a minute. Like, what's
nah.
happening here? Like, now they're all back. Funny that."
Yeah, nah, they're all chilling apart from Stones and Walker. But like I say, Walker, there's a lot of City fans that didn't even want Walker to play. Right,
I would
listen,
have, I'd have happily had Walker starting because I think we could get him. But
it's been weird this year. It's been weird. He's had a couple good games, a couple poor games. Like he's just in and out of form. Right, listen, I want to go through sort of like a starting 11, man, because then we can sort of work
yeah,
out where this game can be won and lost. Start with your defense, and then I'll move on to my defense, and we'll work it like that. So
yeah, man.
give me your
Yeah,
back
so
four. Obviously, Raya in goal.
Raya will be in goal, and then obviously we've got Ben White at right back. We will
Yep,
have at left back. I believe it will be Kivior.
yep,
Um, then I think the two centre halves, of course, will be Saliba right centre back and Gabriel left centre back. Um, in
yep,
midfield, it will be Jorginho in the anchor because I don't think Partey's played enough football to start. I think that'd be massively risky.
yep,
Uh, and then I think it will be Declan Rice on the left 8, and then
yep.
Martin Odegaard in the right 8/10. And I think it'll be Havertz number 9.
Yeah, I was going to say
Personally,
this is the biggest decision really he's got to
it
make,
is.
isn't it?
It is. I don't think Jesus deserves to come in as a number 9 after what Havertz has been doing. Personally,
Mm-hmm.
Saka, I think will be fit, and I think he will start on the right hand
Yeah,
side.
definitely be fit,
I,
bro.
I I don't think that is he is injured. And then the left hand side really does depend on how fit Martinelli is because this guy got a bloody cut on his leg at Sheffield United 3 weeks ago, and I'm being told he's still not fit. But I'll be surprised if he ain't. If because it weren't like it went down to the bone and he's got a foot in a boot and all this stuff. So
Mm,
I think he'll be okay. Apparently, judges reckons he's seen videos of him on holiday jumping around the sand. So I think he will be all right. So I think it'll be Martinelli. If not, I think it'll be Trossard or Jesus. But I'll put Martinelli because I think he will be fit because he must be now, and he's definitely a starter. So
mm. Okay. Okay, let me run through my team and then we can have a look at some like battles there. So Edison will be in goal. Let me just make the guys smaller a bit. Right back, I'm gonna go Akanji. There you go. I'm gonna go for Ruben Diaz. Now this is the big question. Oh, it's not a question mark really. We know what's gonna happen, but Gavardio probably gonna have to play. He's gonna play Gavardio there on Saka and Ake in the middle, but like Ake's done well against Saka in the past.
got to put Ake left back, surely.
Yeah, but he won't.
Really?
No, it'd be Gavardio left back, Ake in the middle
Because
because
I
he's
know he's
not
played
played
Guardiola left back lots, hasn't he?
Yeah,
But
he's
isn't
not
he
he's
a
not
left
really
back,
played
right?
Gavardio centre back at all yet. I don't know why.
I don't get why he's a monster. I don't get it. Like, it makes no sense to me that.
It's because he can hold the ball up here, right? And then the left winger can come in field here and get you an extra midfield. You know what Pep's like? He loves the midfield, doesn't
Yeah,
he? He gets
yeah.
horny for the midfield man. So for him, he's like, if I can put Gavardio up here, I can put I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to go for that. I think that's going to be the way we start. Midfield's an interesting one, and I've still not fully made my mind up on how I think we'll go. Rodri obviously play. Let me whack Haaland in because then that's another player that's in. Here's what here's what I think he might do. I think he's gonna. I think he'll put Foden on the right, Grealish left, but he's not played a lot of football. That's a big shout. That's a big call. And then I think he'll go Bernardo in the middle for like a sort of double pivot, sort of like bit of control. I'll whack him there, and then obviously De Bruyne in that position. I think he'll go like that, but I want to see Kovacic, man. I want to see Kovacic, but I think that's like what we'll set up like. He could put Foden in the middle and go Foden and De Bruyne, but that's aggressive. That's like you don't.
I thought he might do that, and I thought he put Bernardo out right.
He might do, but that's like Foden and De Bruyne in the middle. That you do that against the lesser teams, really. For me, no,
You
you don't
do,
do it
but
against.
I think it's still scary though, isn't it? Again, I'm not sitting there going, "Yeah, do that because we'll get at you." Because this is Foden and De Bruyne. If it was two players that that were going for it, attacking midfielders that were playing for Fulham or something, I'd be like, "Oh dear, that's a bit extreme." But these are two of the best players in the world, and Grealish
Yeah.
as well. I mean, Grealish, if he starts, he ain't kicked a ball for about 6 months, has he? I mean, maybe he'll play Doku and bring Grealish on. No, I don't
Well,
know.
Doku might. I thought Doku played all right for Belgium the other day as well. Maybe he will, but I just feel like Grealish is
I mean, I'd
underrated,
rather
bro.
Doku. I'd
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
Doherty play, but I think Grealish is a top player. But that team there is class, by the way. I'll tell you this now. If any Man City fans, I'm not saying you'll do this, come to me and go, "We've had injuries and we've still been." That is not a shit team. I'm sorry. That team there
yeah, yeah. No,
is
it's not.
world
It's not.
class, mate. There is no weakness in that side there. I don't look at any of that and go, "Well, I'd loved it. I've really fancy this against a Kanji," or "I really think Gavardiol could be." That is a class side, mate.
Oh yeah, no,
Ours
no.
is
It's
not bad. Don't get me wrong. Ours is not bad. We can't moan about injuries either. The only ones we can moan about besides is Party, but he's back. He's just not. Don't think they're going to play him. So he just hasn't hardly kicked some balls. He,
nah,
but
nah. Because I think we're gonna play similar systems, bro. Because I think what'll happen is, yeah, like you've got it set up like this, but when we've got the ball, I would imagine Rice would just tuck in a little bit with Jorginho, and then either Odegaard will sort of. It might end up being like a weird 4-4-2 type situation where Rice comes in, Odegaard comes in there, or you go to sort of more of a three. You keep the width, and Odegaard maybe drops there. Jorginho keeps central, and Rice sort of comes into a three. And it'll be the same for City. Same for
yeah,
City. We can do the same thing where it can be a double pivot like this. De Bruyne gets the free roll, and it's more of like a 4-4-2 with Grealish dropping deeper, and same with Foden. Or we just sort of just go back to a three like that with Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne in the middle, and then obviously Grealish out wide with Foden. So I think that like the systems could be very similar.
yeah, I
Could be
agree.
very
I,
similar.
I, I think as well, if we do play a double pivot of Jorginho and Rice, and I know Pep isn't going to know that we're going to do this, but I believe in his back of his mind he thinks we probably will because we did against Liverpool. I think Kovacic will play, and I think he'll double pivot with Rodri, and then you'll have KDB, and then you'll have Bernardo and Foden either side of Haaland. That could happen.
Mm. Yeah,
That could happen.
yeah, 100%. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Don't be surprised as well, bro. For the guys watching, yeah, if like one of these managers throws in a curveball. Now, if one of them is, it's probably going to be Pep because he's more likely to do it. But this is such a big game. Like the value of a win for both sides is huge. If Arsenal win this game, like it's pretty difficult for City to win the league. Not only are you sort of like putting City down a lot, the confidence that gives you is going to be
Mm.
absolutely huge. And for City, if we win that game, I think we'll win the league. I'm saying if we beat you, I think we'll go on and win the league then because Aston Villa are getting the smoke. Then you know what I mean. If we beat you, I just don't see City beating Arsenal and then all of a sudden dropping points to Villa at home. I just don't see that, and I think we'll go on a mad run. But it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be a crazy game, bro.
I agree. I think whoever wins this game will feel that they're favourites due to the amount of statement win that it would be.
Mm.
In my opinion, because people will say, "Yeah, but what about Liverpool?" They're right to say that, by the way, because I think Liverpool will beat Brighton. I know a lot of people are hoping, but I do think
Me
Liverpool
too.
beat Brighton.
Me too.
I think it'll be comfortable, right? But I will say this: I think what it will do to us confidence-wise will be massive. Um, and you know, I still don't know because it's the only one this weekend. I still can't sit there and believe that City, Liverpool, or Arsenal after this weekend um, will win all their games. I don't see that. I really don't see that. Like
I know. I agree with you,
maybe
but
Man City if they beat us
it
because you've done it before, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't like, I would. I'm basically ready. Basically, bro, yeah, I'm just waiting for my team to actually start playing some football because we've just been coasting through these games, and it's mad that our record's as good as it is. Like, how the hell we're only a point behind you guys and are undefeated since December, beginning of December. Given how we played, is just crazy. So that's City when we've not even been good. That's crazy. So if my team can just fucking find the keys to the engine and start, then we can go away. But this is what I keep saying. There's no guarantee we'll find the keys, man. And if we play like we played against Liverpool, against Arsenal, we'll get the smoke, mate. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to get away with it twice. We got away with it big time against Liverpool. You do it against Arsenal the way they're playing, and it'll be chalk. So for me, City go and win this game. I think we'll win the league because I think we'll beat Villa. Then I think we've got a couple of easier games. I say easier, but it's like Palace away at 12:30. Like that's just fucking stinks, doesn't it? So
Fulham away is tough as well, man.
yeah,
Because like
exactly.
Craven Cottage, that you can. We lost there. Spurs got battered there. They're a strange team, Fulham, man. But then we
Mm,
got tough ones, man. Brighton and Wolves away. That's not easy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's mad. This is why I think, I was listening to this morning because I think Big Steve was on there, Sophie was on there, and Sky Sports. I was listening. And I agreed with them, man. They were like, I still don't think this weekend anybody can walk away going, that's us done then. Now, you might in your mind think, I think we might have just killed them off there. But you just know in this game that anything could happen. You could go to Palace away and draw or something and go, what the hell happened there? Or Arsenal could go to Luton 3 days later and then Luton decide to turn up. We get a man sent off and it's 1-1.
mm,
Crazy things happen, man. With 8 games left, if there was 3 games left, you might think, yeah, we've got a
mm.
great chance here. But when there's that much football left to play, I don't know, man. I think it's difficult to call whatever happens. But I would obviously change the way I feel about the top 3 order after this weekend. I think everybody will.
Mm.
But I still don't think it's like that's done. Arsenal are going to go win the league because they beat Man City, or Man City will win it now because they beat Arsenal. Arsenal are out of it. I don't know, man. There's a lot of football, bruv. It's mad, isn't it?
We
And I
kind
think
of
because
need
of this
we kind
pre-order
of need
break,
Liverpool to lose, bro. If Liverpool lose, then it just
ah,
makes that game like I'll just be like chilling backs. Like if Liverpool lose, I'll just be saying, don't lose this game against Arsenal, get a draw, win, whatever, but just don't lose, and I'm fucking chilling. The pressure's
same.
off, man. The pressure's off.
Listen, same. I mean, it's not pressure off for Arsenal because we all know what happens, right? But when it comes to Liverpool, people are saying Liverpool, that's done. Like that's like 4-0, and then they'll sit back and watch. Don't think for any moment there ain't no pressure on Liverpool in that Brighton game because they are
Mm,
sitting there. We have to win this because that's what's happening at the week. We were like this against Brentford a couple of weeks ago, bro. Yeah, we were
mm,
drawing, and I was just like, we're going to mess this up. And Liverpool got City next. What the hell's going on?
mm.
And we won it, and it was like, oh, relief. Now
You
we
can
can
just sit
relax and
back and
enjoy that game.
relax. Mm,
Exactly. And that is where Liverpool are going to feel. Now they're at home like we were against the Brighton side, not a Brentford side. Brighton can turn it on their day. Of course they can.
mm.
Brighton have actually, I don't know if you looked at Brighton's record against Liverpool, it's actually very good, mate.
It is good.
Very, very
Yeah.
good. Doesn't mean it's going to do anything. I still think they'll lose, right? But I do feel like it's a game that Liverpool can't go in going, this will be fine, guys. We'll be breezing the park. And there's a lot of pressure on them, man. Can you imagine if they drop points and then they look at us, one of us wins or one of us draws? They'll be like, what have we done? What have we
Mm,
done? We've thrown away an opportunity of going like 4 points clear potentially or whatever it would be. Nah,
mm.
man. Listen, it's going to be pressure, but I do think Liverpool will smash them.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Listen, bro. Anything else you wanted to speak on this game before we wrap
Listen, I,
up, bro?
I think the only thing I'll say about this game quickly in relation to where I think it could be one as far as Arsenal are concerned in their midfield, because I know a lot of people would never, ever, ever say it's wise to leave Haaland on his own. But hear me
Mm,
out, right? I'm not saying leave Haaland on his own before everyone starts going wild. Gabriel and Saliba, I've got massive faith in them, mate. I don't know about you, but I fancy him to give Haaland a bit of a game, right? They did it at the Emirates. I'd fancy them. Your midfield is where I think you can win the game. Because if you get Haaland doesn't come back deep, pick the ball up in the halfway line, run around everyone and score, does he? He
mm,
waits there because he knows he's an absolute killer in the box. So that means we got to stop that ball getting to him. The only way
mhm,
we do that is to try and allow the likes of Herdegaard and Rice to overpower and outplay some of your midfield players. Now, the only problem with that is your midfield is probably the strongest part of your team because Rodri is world class, best in the world. De Bruyne is world class, best in the world in his position. That's going to be the biggest key for Arsenal, in my opinion. That midfield battle there, we have to try to do all we can to match
mm,
it or win it and stop that ball getting across to Haaland. And KDB is that guy. KDB is that guy. The problem you got is Foden's on fire. Bernardo is a top talent, that no one really talks about just because the other two are the ones people want to talk about in Foden and De Bruyne all the time. Bernardo's a top talent. So that's where I feel we could try to overpower you. Now, Jorginho's got the experience, plays well against Man City. Erdegaard needs to turn up in this game. He's ghosted a few times in big games away from home. He has. He's got to turn up in this one. No excuses. And I think Declan Rice will be massively up for it. So I think that midfield battle is going to be key, bro. And I understand that Foden and Saka will get spoken about. Maybe they'll talk about Grealish and Martinelli. Maybe they'll talk about Haaland and Havertz. But they're going to talk about that midfield battle for sure, mate. Absolutely for sure. So
Mm,
that's why I think the game will be won, bro. I really do.
mm. Yeah, you know what? I can't disagree, bro. I completely agree. And if I look at that midfield, I'm hoping that we'll get the better of it. It'll be interesting to see if he does push Gvardiol forward and put Grealish in there to give us an extra man. Because basically, what I was saying before is, yeah, I think basically what he's going to do is it's a brave move, but he's done it before. Is you push Gvardiol up here, right, and then you basically tell Grealish to come in here like that. And then it's kind of like, what does Ben White do? Does he go in with Grealish? Well, then Saka's
Yeah.
got to come all the way back here. Or do you just leave Gvardiol and then leave Saka with a 1v1 Nathan Ake and Havertz with a 1v1 Diaz? Like, if he does that, it's brave, but that could be where we get that extra man in there. But again, Grealish has hardly played any football this year. And I don't know, man. It's going to be a big one. It's
If
going to
he
be a
does
big
that,
call.
I think Saka could have a good game. He could have a good game because there will be an opportunity for Saka to get in. Listen, Man City defensively have not impressed me this year. I don't look at Man City and think, well, you're not going to score because they keep clean sheets. Man City's strength is obviously the Haalands and De Bruyne's and Fodens of this world, right?
Yeah.
But I do think when I've seen Marcus Rashford get in behind you, I've seen Chelsea give you a game, I've seen Spurs give you all these teams that are giving you games this year. I was like,
Mhm.
really? How's that happened, man? And Liverpool, like they were, if Diaz was on form, he could have hit 2 or 3 against you. So we need to take our chances, and I think we will get in behind you. But I also ain't confident about clean and keeping a clean sheet ourselves. But defensively, we're better than Man City, in my opinion. So we'll
Mm.
see where it's won, man. We'll see where it's won. It's going to be class, man. It's going to be mad.
Yeah, let's see how we get on. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, as always, make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you give us your comments down below, man. I want to see what you guys are saying about this game. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Potsy's channel, Football's 12th Man Podcast will be on there. I guess we got a show on Monday, have we, bro?
We
One of
will
us are
do,
getting,
mate. Yeah.
or maybe none
To
of us are
talk
getting
about what
clipped if it's a
happens.
draw. Might get away
If
with
it
it.
was, if it was a draw, then neither of us will get clipped. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
But
Innit?
yeah, we'll see, man.
Big up for coming on, man. Guys, hope you enjoyed it. Smash a like for me, man. Really does help the video on the algorithm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.